So a quick tip for you, just because this is what I'm working on today. All right, writing a scene from a character's perspective. And here's a little background. The dude is like 90 years old. Okay, so he's old, but he's only about age to about 40 for because of the magic system, right, of the book, right. So he's an older character, even though he looks younger, and he lost his dad when he was like 5, and so he's like trying to kind of imagine what his dad's advice would be for him in this situation, right? And so I started out writing the scene, and I came up with this cool scene where he has like a dream sequence, right? And the dad is like convincing him to like, you have to do this or whatever, and it works. It's like emotional, it feels cool, but I remembered something pretty important, and that is you can't just do what's cool, right? You can't do just what works. What you really want to do when you're writing a scene, when you're trying to unlock something unique, is you want to write it as if you were that character, as if say, if I was that character, and if I thought the way they thought, and I was approaching this situation like they are facing this situation, what would I do then? Okay, and so I took a step back. This is after I wrote 2 pages, of course, because it's always that way. But I took a step back and I said, dang, he hasn't seen his dad since he's 5 and he's 90. It's been so many years. And so and I was writing him like a 40-year-old. So why don't I write him more like, instead of some kid like asking his dad for advice, let's make it more hardened. Let's make him more seasoned. Let's make him a little more stuck in his ways. Let's make him a little more world weary. So this situation has come up and it's brought him hope, right? But he's kind of stuck in his ways, and he doesn't know if he can take advantage of this opportunity now that it has finally come, because maybe he thought it was never he fell into thinking that it was never gonna come. And maybe he doesn't have a dream where he sees his dad. Maybe he can't remember what his dad's face looks like. Okay. So now I've got a scene, less of a dream sequence, and it's more of him trying to imagine talking to his dad, but his dad's face is blank, and in his interiority, he's like, I can't remember what my dad looks like. I can't remember his face as hard as I try. And I wonder if this advice is even from him or not, if it's not just my hope, kind of trying to make me be naive. Okay. So now I've got a little bit more of a nuanced position. And then maybe he comes to the realization, oh man, I've given up on hope. Oh man, I've just fallen into believing things are always going to be this way. And now I don't know what to do with hope now that I have it. Boom. So now I've got a really interesting nuanced perspective. And that came because I said, how would I view this situation if I was the character? And then just sat on it for a minute. So have fun with this. Try this out.